April is National County Government Month, and this year's theme is Smart Justice, Creating Safer Communities. This segment features Superior Court Judge Jim Ammons and a group of students from Freedom Christian Academy who recently visited his courtroom to learn about the workings of our court system.
Everybody rise, please. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. The Honorable General Court of Justice for the State of North Carolina, Division of Superior Court, 3C for the County of Cumberland, is now open and sitting for the dispatch of this business. The Honorable James F. Ammons, Jr., Judge present and presiding, vouchsafe the state and this honorable court. Please be seated.
All right, good morning. This is Superior Court. I'm Jim Ammons. I'm the judge in here this morning. We've got several things we're going to do. First of all, I want to welcome the students. I see my good friend Ron Matthews has brought some students down. Who do you have, Ron?
Freedom Christian Academy.
How many students do we have?
We've got 55 today.
All right. And what age are they? They look about 19 or 20 to me.
Ms. Day could tell you better than that.
Freshmen, sophomores, a couple of juniors.
Okay. Got a couple of things we're going to do today, some work, and then at an appropriate point, I'll take a break and answer any questions that you might have. Let me tell you that we've already opened court once today, and I had the bailiff do it again so you could see how we do it. One thing I do want to mention to you is that he said, "All rise," right? And all of you did. And I came in, and what did I do? I stood. Now, a lot of times you may see in an actual courtroom, particularly on TV, where the judge will come in and sit down as everybody's rising, smile and be real happy and full of himself or herself, because the judge thinks that everybody's standing up for the judge. Well, you're not. You're not standing up for Jim Ammons. You're not standing up for Judge Jim Ammons. You're standing up in respect to the law, to our system of justice. And I'm just a part of that system of justice. Therefore, that's why the judge stands up too. All right? I just wanted to mention that to you. And we'll talk about some other things when we have time. Anybody else have a question? Yes, ma'am.
Are there certain times that go with certain sentences, like if you rob somebody, is that a set time frame, like from 8 months to 24 months or whatever? Or do you decide how many months they get?
Every crime has a class. First-degree murder is a Class A crime. Second-degree murder is a Class B2. Statutory rape is a B1, isn't it? We have charts that tell us what these crimes are. Breaking and entering a car is a Class H. So I have a chart here that has all the crimes down this side. A, B1, B2, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I. Across the top, we have a conviction level or prior record level. So we determine how many prior points a person has. You get so many points for a Class H, so many for a Class B. We figure out what conviction level the person is. I go down to the crime, and then I come across to a box. And let's say the person pled guilty to armed robbery, and they've conviction level 3. I can sentence them anywhere from 61 months to 129 months as a minimum sentence. That's my discretion. I have to send them to prison. Cannot put them on probation. Anything above a Class E crime, with just one little tiny exception, you have to send them to prison. You can't put people on probation for anything above a Class E unless you find something called extraordinary mitigation. So I have a chart that helps me. The idea behind that is that you don't get one person serving 15 years for breaking into a car and another guy getting probation. They want to restrict the judge's discretion, although I still do have discretion. That's a good question.
With probations, does it have like a set time? Like, do you make that time, or like the other party that they?
Yeah, I determine how long they stay on probation. What I do is I give them a prison sentence, just like I was going to send them to prison. This is how much time in prison you will do. But in my discretion, sometimes because the law requires me, I'm not going to make you go to prison. I'm going to give you a chance to stay out. I'm going to put you on probation, and I can make the probation period as long as I want. I can make it 1 day, or I can make it up to 5 years, I think. Usually we put people on probation for 30 months for felonies and 24 months for misdemeanors. So for that time period, they have a probation officer, and you saw a lot of the probation officers come in this morning. And they're supposed to do what the probation officer tells them to and obey the law. And the folks, almost everybody you saw today was on probation. They didn't do what they were supposed to, and I was having to determine what to do with them. One of them I sent to prison for the entire time that I suspended, or somebody suspended the sentence before. A couple of them I just let go. Since they've been arrested, they have complied. They've gone ahead and paid the money they were supposed to, or they, like the one guy went ahead and served the 5 days he was supposed to. So a couple of them, I just terminated their probation. We don't have to deal with them anymore. And you saw, I kind of said something to most of them. I'll be honest with you, I learned a long time ago that most of what I say to defendants is wasting my time. They're probably going to come back. I mean, this is almost like a revolving door. But I still feel an obligation to try to talk to them, because occasionally you do get through to somebody. Let's stand over here, Courtney. Your name?
Stephanie.
Stephanie. Courtney and Stephanie and I need some money. All right? So we're going to go rob the Hardys. All right? You want to rob the Hardys? Sure. All right? Now, which one of you is a better driver? All right. What's your name again?
Stephanie.
Stephanie's going to drive the car. All right? So you get right up here. You drive the car. All right? You come over here. We're going to go rob the Hardys. Now, they may not give us the money unless we threaten them, so I'm going to take a gun. Now, the gun is not loaded, I promise. It is not loaded. Okay? And we're not going to hurt anybody, but we're going to go rob the Hardys. Now, how about you? You work at the Hardys? You come on up. All right, what's your name? Israel. All right, Israel works at the Hardys. All right, so we go into the Hardys. I produce my gun. Give us the money. Give us the money. All right, here's the money. All right, let's run. Oh, by the way, I don't like you. Bang, bang, you're dead. Fall down, you're dead. Come on. All right. Who committed murder?
You.
Who else?
Y'all.
All three of us are guilty of murder. Okay? All right, you can come on back up. All three of us, no, they're not accessories. We're all guilty. We're all principals.
Even though you shot the gun?
Even though I shot the unloaded gun. Wasn't unloaded, was it? I lied. Okay, you can have a seat. I lied to her about the gun being unloaded. That does not absolve her of anything. I told her we weren't going to hurt anybody, and she never even went in the building. She stayed in the car. All three of us are equally guilty of first-degree murder under the felony murder rule. We agreed to commit a crime. And any time you agree to commit a felony with somebody, you are responsible whether you do part of it or not. You're also responsible for any other crimes that your Confederates do with you. So even though I told them nobody was going to get hurt, I told them the gun was unloaded. I killed him in cold blood. I'm guilty of murder, and so are they. All right? Let's give them a hand for being such good actors.